Is it on?
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone out there, just explain this weather. You come all this way, and it's raining. Oh my God. This is not a happy day for me, I can tell you that now.
Ian,
Yes.
this is Florida. Wait 30 minutes and it'll be done.
You heard him, didn't you? I put ready money on, 30 minutes later it will still be raining.
Yeah, so it's 10 past 11 now, so by 10 past 12 Ian, it should have finished, mate.
Okay.
We'll give it an hour.
$50, here we go.
Yeah.
If it hasn't finished, we're all going home.
No, actually we're stuck here if he hasn't finished.
We've got much better rain in the UK.
Longer and heavier.
Much colder and harsher.
She said.
I'd just like to thank the two women that stopped on their way from me and pitied me and put an umbrella under me, or over me, or to the side of me, or they tried to do something with it. It looked like a little postage stamp on me, I'm afraid. I still got very wet, but thank them very much, thank you. Okay, it's time to go to bed.
So, Doctor Who, eh? And the weather. You don't get this at Galley.
No, you can't! It doesn't rain in Los Angeles!
So, Doctor Who in the 2000s. This is basically, I talk a lot, so I'm going to try not to, I promise. So, where do we start? Well,
The reason you're doing this is because it's too difficult for Jared to marry us all together in one panel. So he's passed the buck on to you.
It's awfully nice of him, thank you. So, you guys...
He's left us now, isn't he? Is he gone?
He's gone, yeah.
He's left you, Jared!
Bastards. So, do you have any questions for anybody? Please? No? Okay, so you guys were involved in the reboot. Let's face it, 2005, Doctor Who came back, and you guys are all part of this 2000s, which is the title of this panel, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are part of the reboot. Go.
This
Worst
is
moderator ever. We have a question, go for it.
So, when the revival began, did you, as actors, you had been aware that they were starting this, did you think that it was going to be something that would go on, or did you think maybe they'd do a series or two? And at what point did you think about actually being on the show?
Well, yeah, I was hoping it was going to go on, because it'd be more work for me, but I'm really pleased it has gone on, and I feel very lucky in the fact that I was in the classic series and the new. Yeah, it was great, and I did think that it may have a chance of continuing a little longer, and it's proved to be that. I proved to be right.
There were a lot of horror stories actually coming out when the first series was being made. There were lots of stories, lots of within the BBC, and stories getting leaked out that it was terrible on set. Everybody thought it was going to bomb. There were problems with actors, and the whole thing was, destined for disaster.
You couldn't name those actors, could you, by any chance?
No, unfortunately not.
That they had problems with it.
No. I think everybody knows anyway. But
that wouldn't have been Christopher Eccleston.
no, I'm not saying a word.
You're not saying a lot, no. Could it have been Christopher Eccleston?
I mean, he was in it, wasn't he?
I think he was.
So it could have been, yes.
Yeah.
But then it was.
I've heard it's a little difficult. I've heard that. Have you heard that?
He doesn't like anyone in his eye line.
Is it Christopher Eccleston we're talking about?
It could be. But anyway, it was a phenomenon. It blew everybody, all those sort of stories out of the water, and it was a huge success. And thanks to you guys, we're now on Doctor 11, 12. And yeah, so I was pleased when that happened, that it didn't bomb, and Doctor Who is a British institution, and it was nice to see that become a success.
I think the biggest achievement that the BBC made with the bring back of Doctor Who was the fact that when a door was closed, the scenery didn't shake anymore. Because Because it really did look tricky in the old ones, but the new ones were 100%. I mean, they are gloss beyond gloss, and they've thrown one ton of money at it, not towards the actors, but certainly towards the sets and the special effects and stuff like that. Terrific. I mean, it does look $1 million, it really does, and I think that's one of the reasons for its success. As well as that they have very good people playing parts in it as well, obviously.
It was 28 years between the classic one that I did and the one with David Tennant.
I think they probably forgot who you were.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. I'm just wondering whether it would be another 28 years before they recast me again. But I don't think I'll be able to manage it.
Well, wasn't you? Didn't you walk off and go to start a farm?
Yeah, something silly like that. Yes, with my friend.
In real life, or I've had enough of this. I'm going to start a farm.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking after all these dead people. Let's start a farm.
The gentleman who asked that question, do you want to write some more questions for the moderator?
I love being called on last minute for this stuff. It's the best.
That was a very good question. Are there any other questions at all? There's a lot of people in there, and there must be one question you'd like to ask. Yes?
Did you guys watch the show as kids, and what were your expectations for the new series?
Yes, Sylvester McCoy was my doctor when I was growing up. And now actually I've found new love for Sylvester McCoy since I met him in Calgary, and we went out for a meal, and he played the spoons for about an hour and a half. Not just on the table, but on random people's heads, breasts, bums, and everything. It was a great night. I've actually got a video on my phone somewhere, so I may get that out at some point in the weekend. But yeah, he was my doctor, and I was a huge fan. So I had a childhood excitement return when it was revamped, and like I said, I was happy it was such a success.
Tell you a little quick story. For the people who were here yesterday, if you heard this already, I apologise to them. I'll be very quick. I got off a little Big Finish production CD little thing that you do with the stories, and I'd done one already. I was very excited to do another one. The one I did before was in London, and this one I had to travel on a train 2 hours outside of London to a little tiny village called Tunbridge Wells. I had no idea where I was going down there, and I thought it took quite a schlep to get to the railway station, then on the train, and then you got a taxi the other end, and eventually I got to Tunbridge Wells to this tiny little recording studio, wondering why are we down here, and then I realised as this person walked through the door wearing pyjamas and holding a cup of coffee, and his name was Tom Baker. And I gathered he might have just lived maybe 5 minutes away, and that's why we were all down there. And there was my childhood doctor standing next to me, and we did the show together. And I have to say that was a big excitement for me, and also the fact that he changed every single line, every single word, because he said, I wouldn't say that, I'd say it like this. And he was right, and he was very, very good at it too, so that was a treat for me.